Hello, guys. This is AlphaTraveler1. Welcome to our stream. This is really special stream. We're going to give it a couple of minutes for the rest of the folks to join as I set up. So this way I could read your text, your messages. So bear with me a moment as I set up on YouTube. How is everybody doing? So again, give me about a minute or so, and I will we'll have a little fun here. We're gonna make sure that you get to learn something really cool. Give me a second here. I'm looking up. Juan, thank you very much for joining. I see you on here. Anne, how are you? Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. We're gonna give it another minute or so, and then we'll get started. But so this is a really cool stream. This is actually a stream that a bunch of my really small channel people. Rosa, thank you very much for joining. Minnie Cooper, how are you? Vic T, Barbara, thank you very much for joining. So today's stream is actually dedicated to really small channels who actually asked me to kind of do something for them to show you some of the pitfalls of YouTube having a channel. So I kind of gave it a lot of thought, and I actually come up with 10 things. And these are the 10 things, even though some of the things may sound very logical, like you should know, but think about this, right, guys? A lot of our partners, or a lot of the small channels, may not know some of these things. Hey, Kuya, thanks for joining. Steve, thanks for joining. Minnie Cooper, and B Slots, how are you? Vic, guys, thank you all very much for joining. So, again, so this is really dedicated to our small channel, but you know, a lot of this larger channels, there's a few things in the back of it, back of the top 10 that really, as a larger channel, and if you don't truly own the channel by yourself, need to be careful of. So we'll talk about that. So let me share my screen over here, so we could kind of show you what we are looking at. So guys, I'm kind of looking the other way because I'm kind of looking at the chat. So thank you all very much for joining here. This list of items here really will help you grow as a smaller channel. And there are some of the pitfalls that if you don't actually adhere to, you're not going to learn. So in terms of the numbering, it's there isn't any one that's more important than the other. These 10 things, if you actually fall into that, it may hurt your growth. Hey, Molly, how are you? Thanks for joining. So number one, not being social. How many small channels out there do you know that really just puts their, hey, Hitap, thanks for joining, and thanks for supporting. So how many channels do you know out there that you really love their videos, you comment on it, smaller channel, they don't reply back? That's killer number one, guys. Communications is number one, because if you think about this, right, think of it logically. This is social media. YouTube is social media. The word social means you have to be social. You have to really, get out there and start communicating with your fans, communicating with your subs, right? If you don't even, talk to them, what do you think they're going? What's the benefit of that? They show you some love, and you're like, no, I'm not going to even bother. This is killer number one, guys. Be very, very careful. Anybody who comes on and say hello, don't just say hi. make sure, hey Lisa, thanks for joining. Make sure when you talk to them, it's not a 1 or 2 word sentence. You know, you want engagement. Remember, this is social media. Instead of saying thank you or thanks, how about saying thank you very much? What did you like about it? Or what part did you like? Or is there something I could do better? Things like that will engage your subs. That will help you grow. Trust me. Engage them, keep them there. They become a part of your family. Okay. Number 2, Nanobot, how are you? Thanks for joining. Number 2 is not being a part of a community. So there are different communities out there. There's, communities within uh, YouTube. There's communities on Twitter. There's communities, on Instagram. If you are not even social with your own subs, you gotta make sure you start there. Sim Cooking, thank you very much for joining. The second thing is you have to be a part of the community. Just to give you an example of how powerful this community thing is, I'm on Twitter. There's a bunch of, I really love my Twitter community. Whole bunch of people where I'm connected to, and whenever I have a new video out, YouTube will send out a notice to my community. A community out there will see that. They will get us there. South Carolina Slots, thank you very much for joining. How are you? Thank you for coming. So we're going through the pitfalls of YouTube. So just want to make sure that we understand as a community here. Those of you who are in here, you're a part of my community. So what that means is that I take pride and ownership to help you grow as well. So this is the reason why we have the small YouTuber social media 101, the growth series. So this way we could all grow together. Okay. So not being a part of the community is a mistake. I am a part of a community in Twitter. I'm a part of a community in YouTube. I'm also part of a community, I mean, you name it, in other social media groups. So make sure you are a part of that group. This being a part of a community will truly help your growth. It will rocket you out there, get you noticed. Okay. So that's number 2. Number 3, a lot of our small YouTuber, and this is really small ones. I don't think any of you fall into this category, but thinking just uploading will get you all the views. How many these channels do you know that when you upload something, you're gonna get the views automatically, YouTube, or you're gonna be a superstar sensation? Typically don't happen unless you have something that's not out there, and it's really special, or somehow someone by luck who is really big supports you. But generally, just leaving it alone, just doing uploads is not going to help you. So when you guys, those people, everybody in here, you guys are relatively larger, if you have smaller channels like that, you want to give them advice. This is the advice. Don't just think uploading will get you the views. A lot of people need to hear things straight from you. Being a friend, being a part of a community means you sometimes have to deliver the hard messages. Hey, Phil from Photo Gear Fun, how are you? Well, so let me pause here from a perspective of being a moderator. So typically, a moderator is actually granted this when you are always on a stream with them and you are always helping them out, right? So for a lot of people, what that means is that you have to build your rapport and relationship. So the more I see you guys here, the more I know that you guys are part of my community. what I typically do, what a lot of my partner channels do, is they'll look at you. If you're constantly here, we'll put you on a very short list. And when we put you on there, typically it means that, we will trust you. So from asking for a moderator from a channel that from me, if I don't see you here, I don't know what you may do. So just think about that. Keep coming back, keep going to the channels, and keep, doing what you do, right? Be a part of the community, like I said, right here. Not being a part of a community. If you're not a part of the community, no matter how you ask, you might not, get to where you want to be. Hey, Mickey Bunch, how are you? Welcome. Thank you very much for coming. So we're on number 3. Number 4, don't understand the goals and the genre of your channel, guys. I'm going to ask every one of you this question. And if you can't answer it within 10 seconds of me asking, you don't know it. What is the goal and the genre of your channel? Think to yourself, guys. Do you know it? Can you actually just say it out and say, this is what I am? If you can't, you don't know it. You need to begin to understand where you want to be, what you are, where you want to be. This is important because there are channels out there that's confused. They first do cooking channel, and then all of a sudden they do travel, and then they go in and do something like gambling, and that doesn't work, guys. You have to have some sort of focus, a main focus, and then you can have a smaller focus. Says, thank you very much for coming and supporting. I appreciate you. How are you? So again, you have to have a main focus. My main focus is traveling. And the secondary focus is, just doing regular vlogs, right? So that's what you got to do. You got to think about this. You have to have a focus. You have to know where your genre is, guys. This is a very small channel. Even some large channels, if you want to turn or change your genre, what you need to do is to make sure you communicate that well. If you don't communicate that well, you're going to lose a lot of people. You're going to lose their interest. That's not good. 5, don't have a plan for your channel. So, Dawn, how are you? Thank you very much for joining here. Welcome. So here's the thing. You don't have a plan for your channel, guys. This is really simple, but a lot of people don't get this. What are your plans? Where do you want to be? Right? Do you just want to be in one genre, or do you want a plan to go bigger? If you don't know where you are now, think about this. You don't know your goals, right? You don't have a genre. You don't know where you are now. How do you know where you want to be, guys? Think that through. It sounds easy, but if you start thinking about that, it is hard, guys. It's that hard. So, Vic, thank you very much for that. Yes, guys, please smash that like button, please, and so this way it helps our stream to get it out there, so that it's YouTube and Google can make a better recommendation. So if you don't mind, hit that like button. I would definitely appreciate it, and remember to hit that bell as well. Hey, our Disney Adventures, welcome. Thank you very much for coming. Molly, how are you? So remember, you need to know where you are now and where you're going to be, guys. If you have never thought about that for your channel, take some time and think that through. It will help you so much to gain focus on where you are now and where you're going to be in the future. Okay, let's go to number 6. It gets juicier, guys. So here's the thing. A lot of the small channels fail because they don't know how much work it's really needed. I know every one of you out here because I truly love your content. And I could tell by all the contents in there that you guys have spent a lot of time and soul in it, right? That's what makes you guys so successful. This is the reason why you guys are here, guys, because you guys are fantastic. You know it takes work. But here's the thing. One thing that a lot of channels don't understand, the more bigger you are, the higher the expectations your supporters and subscribers will have of you guys. Okay? So that means we will have to continue to innovate and get better. Hey, Cargo, thank you very much for joining. So, hey, Two Chick Cruise, how are you? Thank you for joining. So it's that simple, guys. Even though you think that, right now work on your channel could be negligible or manageable, that's a lot of work. South Carolina slots, I totally agree with you. It's a lot of work. You guys have to plan it, right? And really understand once you tape it, that's not all of it. It's taking that information, putting that into a digital content that truly, one, you're going to be proud of, and two, that you're gonna really understand your customers, right? Your people, that they will truly like that content. Just to give you an example, I have gigs of content out there which I don't use simply because to me it's not quality enough. I'm sure you guys are that as well. So understand, as a small channel, there's a lot of work that's needed. So before you get into a social media, I guess account like a YouTube, there's a commitment. There is a lot of work, guys. So think about that. Now, before I go further, I'm going to kind of bring this out there. Does anybody want to share any of your thoughts on pitfalls that you have seen? Let's talk through that. I want to make sure that I engage you guys, right? Let me know if you do, so we could kind of talk through that. So again, these are some of the very basic pitfalls, but I gotta tell you though, these basic things, a lot of people find it hard to understand. It's simply because a lot of times it's so simple that people are like, I don't know if, is it truly that applicable? Yes. Every single thing you say or do on your channel is applicable, and it's a reflection of you. And this is the reason why it takes a lot of work. Okay? Let's go to number 7. So that is a T. So don't understand commitment needed to have a successful channel, guys. So every one of you I've seen out there, you guys are committed to your channel. And what that means is that you're going to have to do this in, day out, or week by week, right? Have to know that what you do really matters, because if you stop doing something and your subscribers know you have stopped being committed to your channel, they're going to be gone really quick. I have seen so many channels that were doing so well. They all of a sudden something happened in their life, or even it hasn't. They're thinking, okay, I'm going to take a break. There was a large channel, I'm not going to name names, but they went from 20 something thousand, and then all of a sudden they had something happen in their life, and they said, we're not even going to, upload once a month or whatever it is. It went from 20 something thousand all the way up down to like 17,000 in the year or so. That's a lot of people saying, see ya, guys. That's a commitment we're talking about. So it's going to be very important. So when you talk to a lot of these very small channels, let them know this is a lot of there's a work here, right? And then there's also commitment. If you are not committed to this, don't do it, because you're just setting yourself up to a heartbreak. it's not that everybody's gonna have a heartbreak because just as someone may have a viral video and if he or she didn't do anything really, but it's a special video that no one has seen out there or touched someone, the right person, to give you a hand. But that's in 1 in 1,000, 1 in 1,000,000. So again, commitment is very important, guys. Keep that in mind. Number 8, this is a very powerful thing, guys. Don't understand or use all the tools in YouTube to grow. Guys, there are a lot of data, a lot of tools in YouTube. Now, I have done quite a few of these on the data and the use of some of the tools in YouTube. If you haven't seen those, go back to the same series, start watching some of these, and look at them. If you don't use all the tools, you cannot grow as much as you want to. So use the tools. As an example, one of the tools you have to, hey, Brenda, thanks for joining. How are you? Barbara, thank you for joining. So the tools that you have to really, truly use is really simple. Understand what's in there so you can read and use that information to truly ensure and keep your subscribers on your videos, guys. Disney Life for Hours, how are you? So make sure you use every tools to your disposal to keep all your people here. Okay, the people viewing. And what that means is, whatever you could do to embed, whatever you could do to, hey, Molly, thanks for joining. How are you? Lisa, how are you? So do me a favor and do yourself a favor. Make sure that you go to my past videos on the growth series. Look at some of the tools I'm suggesting for you to use because they will add sometimes 5 to 10% of the watch time and the numbers to you. 5 to 10% might not be much, but Molly, let me tell you, when you hit that 1,000 and when you need those hours, it makes a difference. So make sure that you have all the tools working for you. Okay. If you don't put those tools in your video or you don't use that video, you can't grow fast enough. Okay. You've put in all that hard work and it's not paying off. It could be that, you might not be utilizing everything YouTube has given you. Right. So think about that. Let's go to number 9. Don't understand and use other social media platforms to help them grow. All right, guys, this might sound like it's a no-brainer, but a lot of people don't get that, guys. Using Twitter when you are sending out a new video, right? Or also putting that out there in Instagram, showing them, hey, this is the cover page of my new video. Take a look at that. Just to give you an idea, I had a few people see my picture, my intro picture that says, hey, this is the video, so on and so forth. And I put in the link to my YouTube video. I had quite a few of those people say, hey, by the way, I just came by your channel and this is really cool. And they would tell you that. And there's a lot of them I know that I've gained from Twitter, right? There's other social media like Facebook and all that good stuff. Make sure you're connecting them, guys. On your platform and other of those platforms there, make sure you have the links or the addresses that ties it back to your YouTube channel. You're going to be very, very, very successful if you do that. And if you don't do it, you're just missing an opportunity. So start thinking about what social media you and or your family have. Link them all. All right. So take a notice, have them link it back. Use that platform to jump off your YouTube channel and slash or your video, guys. Hey, Midnight Raven, thank you very much for joining. How are you? So it's that simple, guys. You know, the social media, I could tell you based on my own data, looking at where they come in, I would say about 20% of my subscribers came in through social media, believe it or not. 20% may not sound like much, but that 20% will get you over the 1,000 subscriber hump, guys. In 1,000, that means 200 came in through social media for me. For you, it could be the same or even better, depending on how big you are in those social media, right? For me, I don't have Facebook. I never trusted them. Looking at their model and stuff like that, and it's a great platform, but I don't have it. That's the downfall. But you know what? I make use of other social media platforms. So make sure you have that. Okay. How do we feel so far? I want to, gauge a little bit of a temperature, guys. Do you think this is helpful? Hopefully, this will help you guys out, really understand some of the things you have to truly do to really to run a really clean and fast ship on your YouTube channel. So, really simple. So, out of these 9, there's one, number 10, which is really big, guys. It doesn't apply to everybody. And this is a very, very small segment of the population. And this is one thing that I've seen very recent. I've seen 3 channels blow up like this. There's actually one that was very recent. It was really bad. So I'm going to show you number 10. In a co-individual owned channel, meaning you have 2 or 3 people owning the channel, you have no agreements on roles, responsibilities, and upon monetization, how to split the money. All right, guys. So this is very interesting. This is, I said, for people who, Phil, have a good day. I'll talk to you soon. So, guys, recently there was a channel that blew up. I'm not going to give names. I'm never about giving names, right? So if you have friends who contribute or you own the channel a lot, or you have friends, family, or whoever it is that's always a part of your channel and you're not married or you're not boyfriend or girlfriend and stuff like that, get an agreement, guys. Because let me tell you, I've seen 3 larger channels blow up because of once they become monetized, they talk about, hey, how all these channels that YouTube is paying for the views, and also the super chats. The biggest blow up recently was I think a Disney channel. They're really about and hearing, and I did not hear it from horse's mouth. This is a bunch of people telling me that they had a big fallout because there's certain person that went in there. Hey, tips of the ears, how are you? Thank you for joining. So there's the channel actually had 2 or 3 different people doing live streams, and there was a blow up. And from my understanding, a bunch of chatter out there. The blow up was about who keeps what and how much, right? So there was one person that's really power person that streams and brings everybody in. She gets a lot more power. The super chats. For those of you who don't know what a super chat is, so if you look underneath where you're typing, there's a $sign. you could actually make a donation to the person who is, or the channel rather, who is doing the stream. So that channel, they were, I guess they were friends. They were really close and tight when I first saw them. And literally, when they started, ringing in all the super chats, they start coming in, the money to help out. I don't think they had an agreement that says, hey, we're going to split it 3 ways or 2 ways, whatever it is. Let's put it this way: within 6 to 8 months now, they had a very bad blow up. And if you think about it, if you don't have an agreement on the super chat, who keeps what, who's and if you did all the work and you're expecting all that money, right? But no, a lot of times it's not just about that. It's all about all the money out there that who owns the channels, right? So all that is important. If you don't own your own channel, guys, you have people who do that. Think about that. You have to make sure that you protect yourself, your channel. I've seen 3 larger channels. Once they get monetized, all of a sudden they start blowing up, and everybody started talking to each other about how bad it is. Destination Storm, thank you very much for joining. So, guys, protect yourself. Be a part of the community. Understand all the rules, or otherwise, all these 9 pitfalls, you're gonna fall into it one day or another, and that's not going to help you grow as a platform, right? So think about how important it is to have a plan, to understand what the pitfalls are, understand how. Brenda, thank you very much. So thank you very much, Brenda. So everybody, Brenda, everybody who knows, who's a part of our community here, like a quasi Disney community, Brenda is on the West Coast, and she has over 1,600 subscribers and with no content. So Brenda is the epitome of growth. She understands, the social media content. And for those of you out there, so she is the Arjons of our of the West Coast, guys. DNG Explorers, Derek, how are you? Rose Time, how are you? So, guys, think about how important it is as a person and a part of the community. This community is out here for you. However, if you don't treat the community right, you don't know how to navigate the community and be a part of it, I don't think you'll ever grow as fast as you want. So start taking all this to heart and start thinking about how do we do this, right? Are you following some of the steps to help you grow? Remember, this is about you, your channel. How fast do you want to grow? If you don't use it right, you might not, you're missing something. You're missing opportunities, guys, right? It's kind of like, for our Vegas or slot people, it's like not knowing when they're going to do a special slot drawing, with a giveaway. You're missing an opportunity, right? For the Disney folks, it's like, not having an opportunity to know that, hey, the special character like Mulan or someone that's going to make a special appearance and that you want to do an appearance, or like the Coco one, right? So think about that. How important is it to really understand your surroundings and your community and your genre? The genre you're in, you have to know that. And people, like everybody on here, I can tell you that, you guys truly understand the community you're in, and you have to really understand how to begin to grow it. And for every channel out there, there's a different formula. However, what I am showing you is the pitfalls that I've seen. So this way that you could take these into consideration when you're building the formula. So it's that simple. Well, actually, it's not that simple. It's kind of hard, but you have to start thinking, how do you plan on growing? Do you have a plan? If you have a plan, what are the rules behind your engagement, right? What tools do I need to use? Do I need to watch out for certain things? How do I grow it? And very importantly, where are your friends? Think about this, right? We're gonna go to here, part of the community. Have to be a part of the community, guys. Steve, I am glad that you took my advice. And you know what? This is just a wonderful community. I'm out here to help you guys because I've actually seen so many, of our brothers and sisters, you know, try to grow, but they're frustrated. There's nothing really frustrating, you know, about this. If you think about this, right? We are all, hey, Mary Ellen, we are all about being able to be a part of this world. And if you are not a part of this wonderful community, you are missing it. It's that simple. And you know what? What you need to also do, and this is my advice, I'm going to show you something, guys. You go to, I'm going to show you something which is very, very important. Not even some of the big channels are doing this. So you guys need to take a step back, view the channel, guys. All right. Homework number one, everybody. Do you have feature channels? Right here, guys. This feature channel helps a lot. I can tell you that, I have all these folks out here. And they're just, if you're not on there, you're missing out. Steve, how are you? Thanks. So that said, let's go back. That feature channel is going to get you a part of, closer to your community, guys. On one of my prior really earlier videos of the social media 101, go check it out. I have an explanation of what you need to do to start that and the reason behind doing it. So get that done and you will start at least one step closer to growing. So, guys, that really is the lesson this week for me. Does anybody have any questions? So, okay. There's a few announcements really quick for you guys. So as you know, we are, we have Phil, Photo Fun. We're going to have him on here at least once a month. He's our technical expert on cameras and filming and all that good stuff. We're going to have him on here so that he could actually help you answer some questions you may have when you're ready to buy a gear or how to use a gear, guys. He's going to be our resident expert to help you all to be a better filmer and get a fantastic knock 'em dead video out there. Okay? So think about that. That's going to be number one. That's number one. And number two is I'm going to do sometime within a week or two. I'm going to do a special stream that will introduce all my new partner channels. So be on the lookout for that. Number three, and this I have not really made a lot of traction. But what I want to do is to be able to maybe every week bring on one of our someone within our community who works as a travel agent to talk about the Disney, one, potentially Disney pricing, and two, talk about the special they have. What are your thoughts about that? So, what is a partner channel? So, there's a as a partner channel. Um, as a partner channel, what it is that you have a very long rapport with this channel, and that you pretty much have each other's backs, right? And that what that means to me and the channels that I've talked to are that you will eventually or somewhere down the road or have done collaboration videos. And what I would typically do is, if I have partner channels that have any questions and I know a way to get them a resolution, I will make an introduction to them to other channels to help them out, if that makes any sense. Molly, take care. By the way, good luck on your schooling, Molly. Hope you get all A's. Don't let me down. So that is a partner channel. So hopefully that kind of gives you an idea what it is. So to kind of wrap this up, I'm actually looking for some channels out there who are in that industry of travel. So what I will probably do is to kind of have them on and talk about first one, what is the Disney plans? What do they look like each week or every other week? I don't know. We'll see. And then the second one is that if they have any really um, special, I guess, programs out there or sales on traveling, that's a second piece. So I hope to be able to kind of make this into not only is it just a growth series, but a place for everybody to kind of say, hey, you know what? We have a sale going on, like Disney cruise or whatever. This is what we have. Let's talk about this and things like that to kind of help our community along, save some money. And then at the same time, when we have the technology people on here, it helps you guys as developers, right? As filmers and as content creators to grow, right? So it's that simple. So hopefully that kind of helps you guys out to understand this is where we're going to morph into. This is where we're going to go, and we're going to help you guys understand some of the things the intricacies that comes along with it. All right, guys. So what does that, how does that feel to you? Do we have any other questions or comments, guys? Wishing Mouse, how are you? So it's hopefully this kind of gives you guys an idea, like I said, where we're gonna go. So thank you all very much for coming. You guys are all my friends. I gotta tell you, I love all your content. Um, one last thing. So for those of you out there, this is a must, guys. This is a very small tripod. It's all aluminum. It's $7 or it's $6 on Amazon. It is worth getting it. And especially if you have a heavy camera, screws on, and it's a holder. It's a must, guys. Get it. How many times have you seen someone videotape something and it's shaky as heck? Universal. So get one of these, and this is aluminum. This is not plastic. This will last you a long time. So it's really cool. All right. All right, guys. So I think I'm gonna be leaving a link to the bottom of this page to this product. It's only $6, all aluminum. It's wonderful. It keeps my videos from shaking, trust me. So everybody, thank you all for your support. Thank you all very much for being a part of this fantastic community. Without you guys here, we have no community. And one of the things I want to say is that you guys are here because you guys are content creators. You guys care about your content. And if you don't care about your community, you don't care about your content, you wouldn't be here. So thank you very much. So everybody, be blessed. And make sure that if you are blessed, share that blessing with someone who's less fortunate every week, every day. I make it a point to put a smile on one person's face every day if I can. You don't know how wonderful that is to know that you have actually gave someone a wonderful day. To give you an idea, and I want to leave this with you. I went on a vacation. There was a Delta agent, and I said to her, "You know what? I want to make sure to thank you for your job well done, and that I hope you have a magical and blessed day." And you know what she said to me? You're the first one who said that, and she just lost her son in a car accident. And I said, you know what? Please think of this as something to help you through your day. I went out and bought her breakfast. I gave her a hug. And I said, and I actually announced it to everybody who was in back of me. Everybody gave her a hug after that. One sentence will make someone's day. So I will leave that with you here. And thank you all very much. And I will see you next week.